Hey guys, it's Ragnar6 here, and today we're back with another Shindo Live Showcase. As I said guys, I am back. I'm actually back. I'm going to be making more regular videos again. I've taken my break from Shindo and I'm back. I've just gotten a lot of new bloodlines, things like the Kamiki Akuma or just normal Kamiki, things like that. I got Narimaki, things like that, just awesome new bloodlines that I can completely learn about and test out myself and just see, you know, what's up with them, things like that. But anyway, this video isn't about all that. This is a showcase for Shiver Ragnar, which is actually just a Ragnar skin. As you guys can see, there's Ragnar and his Shiver Ragnar, which is just the bloodline skin for Ragnar. So it's the same moves, it goes for both of them. I just think this one looks cooler personally, and I've spent more time using this one. So anyway, before I get into it, I just want to ask, if you guys enjoy this, then please like and subscribe. That would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much, and without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so Shiver Ragnar has a rarity of, I believe, 1 out of 250. Yep, as you guys can see, which is quite rare, I would say. And honestly, it's not my favourite bloodline, if I'm honest, but I do think 2 or 3 of the moves are really cool. I think some of the combos are good. I would mainly use this for a type of range slash time kind of build, I would say, like something that, when I say time, something that hits more than once over a certain period of time. So I think, you know, that's is quite useful for that, and the range is extremely good on this. So anyway, of course we have our 3 moves. We have the first move, the Odin style Stormbreaker, which I'm not exactly sure how this works, but it reminds me of Thor from Marvel, so I presume it's probably something to do with him. Obviously Ragnar being Ragnarok, I would also presume, or the other name for Thor. So anyway, this first move, the Stormbreaker, you get at Bloodline level 200 for 500,000 Ryu and 20-second cooldown, of course. Then the second move, we have Odin style True Thunder, which you get at Bloodline level 400 for 1 million Ryu, and that has a cooldown of 25 seconds. And then thirdly, finally, or lastly but not least, the Odin style Bifrost Counter, probably my favourite move of this entire set. You get that at Bloodline level 700 for 1 million Ryu, and that of course has a 25-second cooldown. This bloodline also comes with a mode. Of course, this is also the same for the just normal Ragnar, and that you unlock at bloodline level 400, and that's a pretty cool mode, I would say so. So anyway, let's showcase this first move, this second move, and this third move. So of course, firstly we're going to be starting out with the Odin style Stormbreaker. Now, as I said, this will hit multiple enemies, as you guys can see. Oh, that was probably not the best idea, but hey ho. Of course, as you guys can see, that's hit more than one enemy, doing around about 2,800 damage each time, which is quite cool. It does kind of lock you out of using other abilities, which is the problem. As you guys can see, when I'm actually using it, until the axe goes down, I can't use another ability or another jutsu, which sucks, but I guess it's fair enough, and the cooldown isn't too bad, so it makes it a decent damage. I believe it also may stun them, as you guys can see from the lightning effect. So of course this is it once more. As you guys can see, lightning comes down. Obviously the lightning effect comes up on the actual NPCs, which means they're stunned, which is quite cool. So I guess you could use that for combos and things like that. Anyway, the second move, Odin style True Thunder, which is another long range move. Before I go into that, sorry, let me just show you the actual range of this first move. as you guys can see, reaches quite far. So anyway, let's stand back here just to showcase some range on this. Just try not hit everyone again. Anyway, here's the second move. As you guys can see, hit a few of them, stunned them. Didn't do too much damage. It's not really, as I said, it's not a damage style thing, it's more range. Which isn't bad, it's not a bad thing. It's just, personally, I prefer more damage inclusive Bloodline. But nevertheless, it's still quite cool. And then my third and final move, and also my favourite move, the Bifrost counter, which of course is a counter move, which is why I've got these guys. Let me just grab one of these lots, see if I can get him to use an attack. As you guys can see, there we go, 13,000 damage a few times, doing 51,000 damage, knocking them down. As you guys can see, it summons the actual Bifrost to deal damage, which is quite cool. Obviously the cooldown is quite a pain to deal with, I would say, but I'll just try and showcase that once more. This guy will just allow me to. As you guys can see, we're slower and we hold the axe out, but of course, there we go. Now let's finish this guy off, and I will showcase the C-spec and things like that, and the actual mode. So here is the mode. As you guys can see, we've got this kind of cloak that wraps around us and lightning constantly coming off of us. We of course teleport and things like that. The X dodge turns into a teleport, and our M1s change into lightning. Obviously our block as well, also lightning. That's quite cool. We do not have an E-spec, as you guys can see. Kind of sucks, but nevertheless it's there. You know, it's there if they ever choose to change it, is what I would say. Now anyway, let's showcase this C-spec. So as you guys can see, this is actually a proper type of move. 54,000 damage for that C-spec, so it's one of the higher C-specs that I've seen. A 30-second cooldown, which is quite high, I would say. But hey, I mean, if it incapacitates your enemy and does some decent damage, that's quite useful, I would say. Now, I actually didn't say about this earlier, but this mode comes with plus 2,800 chi, plus 2,800 ninjutsu, plus 2,600 taijutsu, plus 2,600 HP, and of course, a major speed boost, as you guys can actually see that. Let's have a look at this C-spec once more. Range on that, look at that. Get to travel quite far. Of course you could travel in the air. The damage of other things has obviously went up slightly, not too much, nothing crazy, but hey ho. And anyway, last but not least, we have the actual C-spec, which is basically a rush type attack, as you guys can see. Oh, apart from glitching underneath the map like we just have, see if we can even get out. It's basically a run type of attack that will damage enemies as you kind of go around. It may also do auto dodging, I'm not 100% sure, so we'll have a look at that once more and actually have a look at the cooldown on it. So of course, as you guys can see, we run over them again and teleport over them, does about 12,000 damage, and of course it's constant speed, which is good. So I wouldn't complain about that. I don't think that's bad at all. And I would have to say that's probably one of my more favourite bloodlines of the lot. As you guys can see, the M1s actually do have quite a bit of range, and also shock, which is quite good. The mode drain of this is 40 MD, so it's quite a drainer, but I don't know, it's definitely not bad. I've got more favourites, and I think there are definitely better bloodlines out there. If I had to rate this in a class, I'd probably say this is a C class, I would say. But if you get it, it's definitely a useful bloodline, and if you don't like fighting up front, and you like kind of that range between you and your opponent, then of course it's a really good bloodline, I would say. You know, of course, As you guys can see, range from there, range all around there. And then of course, if they get close, hit them with the counter, you know? Something like that. It's quite cool. There it is again, sorry. There's only one mode for this one, which is quite sad, but hey ho. The M1s are quite slow, but yeah, I mean look at that range. For an M1 that's quite crazy. Anyway guys, this has been Shiver Ragnar. If you guys enjoyed this, then please like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.